All right, raindrops. Here we go. In the words of Boys to Men, we are at the end of the road. Okay? In the words of Portia, wrong road, wrong road. Uh let's just get into it. So the good news is I'm not gonna cry this time. The only thing I may cry about is how bored I was, child. So let's get into the Real Housewives of Potomac part. Child, was that part 3, 4, 5? Like that was a long reunion. I feel like I just had a baby. I feel like I was 9 months pregnant, child, and that's how long this reunion was. Okay. But before we get started, make sure you like and subscribe to this channel and to this video and hit the notification button so you won't miss an episode. Where do I begin? This reunion was not reunioning. This season was unseasoned. Come on now. This season needed some Lawry's, some pepper, a splash of salt, some syrup, baby. It needed some flavor. I know I said weeks ago that this current season was the second worst season of Potomac history because the first one was, in the words of Dwight Eubanks, dreadful. I think this may be the worst season of all time for Potomac. I cannot believe that a show that was once my favorite show on Bravo, of course, second behind Married to Medicine, you could not have ever told me that Potomac would be in its whack era. I never thought I'll see the day. I thought after season 1 that they learned their lesson. This etiquette BS y'all tried to front at a crab oil. I thought they learned their lesson from giving us that BS. But lo and behold, they gave us more BS. This reunion could have been one part. Y'all could have put the rest up on BravoTV.com, along with Ramona showing her duplex apartment up in the sky. Like that, this could have been a webisode. This was not a good reunion, by no means. It just wasn't. But, child, let's get into the stuff I want to talk about because y'all know how I do. I don't go play by play because if I did, child, I may fall asleep from boredom. Okay? But let's get right into it. Mia and Jacqueline. Mia. Once again, Mia be lying. Yes, Mia. Listen, Mia, at this point, just own it. I know you mad at me. You and I have, let's just say I'm aware of how Mia feels. I'll leave it at that. Mia, your Pandora's box was a flop. You could have boxed that thing up, went to your backyard, got a shovel, dug up a hole, put that Pandora's box in the hole, put the dirt on top of it, because it gave very Pet Cemetery tease. That box was a flop. You went to Michael's to have the box bedazzled, only to show a receipt that you then retracted. And you mad at me for calling you Mia be lying. If you were going to expose Jacqueline, then just do it. You are the prime example, Mia, and I love you. I'm a Mama Mia. That's your fan base that I named. Thank you. My thing is this. If you're going to be that girl, be that girl. Be the girl. Be that girl. If you're going to start something, Mia, you have to finish it. You have to. You can't sit up there and then have a certain wind of morality show up and say, well, I'm not going to go there with her. Then why go there at all? And I like Jacqueline as well. I think Jacqueline would be great for the show. Now, look, no shade. Y'all could have Zoomed Jacqueline and Charisse in the way y'all did Miss Diana Jenkins on Beverly Hills. Child, because what is happening with this show? We, as the audience, one of the only, and I'm going to say this, the only real thing that happened this season was between Mia and her real friend, Jacqueline. That was a real issue with real friends. Because let's be clear, no one on that stage are friends except Giselle and Robin. That's it. Okay? Me and Jacqueline have a real friendship that spans over decades. And we only get 2 minutes of that. Y'all have wasted this the fact that y'all gave this 3 parts 90 minutes. And gave this the only real segment that had meat and material 2 minutes. Y'all did Jacqueline worse. Y'all did Ascala. Like, Ascala was on last season. She was there just because she brought the dress, child, and she had to show it off because the designer said, look, I'm going to give you credit to wear this dress, but I'm going to have to see it on TV, allegedly. But y'all bring up Miss Jacqueline and Mia and gave that 2 minutes? Anywho, let's move on. Then we brought Charisse out. And y'all know I like Charisse. I do believe Charisse, listen, I call her Chase Bank Charisse. Yes. Come on, Chase Bank Charisse, because Charisse money is long. Okay? So Chase Bank Charisse came out with her Disney pigtails. I love you, Charisse, but you did get very pigtails and Disney tease, baby. But I love you though, Charisse. You are allegedly the original Grand Dame, but I digress. And once again, y'all could have Skyped, Zoomed, FaceTime, sent a telegram for Miss Charisse. That was a flop. Y'all let Karen dance around that stage like she was on Dancing with the Stars. She danced around every question. Y'all did not dig deeper into what Charisse was really saying. And let's be clear. Clearly, on my podcast, because allegedly, Karen told the girls if y'all don't check Charisse for being on Carla's podcast, allegedly, she ain't come to the reunion. Now, that's the word on the street. Allegedly. Anywho, once again, we suffered through a half-assed season. And the only interesting thing besides me and Jacqueline were these sort of accusations, if you will, about Karen. Y'all didn't even give that enough material. Y'all didn't really dig deep to say, like, look, Karen, there's been rumors about you for years, not just this season. The reason why the producers, allegedly, brought Charisse back to the show is because she had dirt on you. Charisse did not beg to come back. I know for a fact Charisse was brought back to expose Karen, allegedly. If y'all listen to my podcast episode with Charisse, shameless plug, she said that, honey, she said names. She said that she was contacted by the producers of Potomac. Now, look, they did not contact Charisse to glue on some eyelashes to sit on the... Charisse, I love you, baby. The eyelashes was definitely giving you spider web, baby. And yes, I mean Charlotte's Web, the book we read in grade school. Charisse, I love you. Your eyelashes gave Charlotte's Web. It is what it is. They did not bring Charisse back for her eyelashes to have a moment. Just saying. Charisse's eyelashes have more of an appearance than a scholar, honey. And that yes, baby. Charisse's eyelashes needs a champagne flute, baby. Yes. Send the 1099 for Charisse's eyelashes, baby, because that who was the start of this season, baby. Anywho, why wasn't Karen asked deep questions about, like, look, there's been rumors about you allegedly having all of these sordid affairs on Ray. We heard it with the blue eye guy. I think season 2 or 3, we heard about that. It's constant conversation about it. Y'all did not even go there with Karen. I thought at least the reason why Karen had first seat is because y'all were going to grill her like a T-bone steak on the 4th of July at a family reunion. Y'all didn't ask Karen any deep questions that the audience can take away and say, okay, I now know more about it. Listen, do I believe Karen will ever admit that she steps out on Ray? Allegedly. No. But now I see why. Y'all don't push Karen. Y'all could have pushed Karen aside and had Candace sit next to the host. But what's crazy is Karen got off scot-free. Marcel Scott on Love and Marriage Huntsville don't even get off scot-free. And there's been tons of stuff about him. And y'all see me at the reunion like, look, I'm gonna ask every single question about this because I need to do my job. That wasn't done. And then I can't believe my show is ruined. This used to be my favorite show because it used to be so fun and we used to kiki and laugh. I went on a limb and said for 2 years in a row that Potomac was the best reality show of those years. I'm sorry, I just had a moment. Because I can't believe we're here. I just can't believe we're here. But child, let me move on, honey. Then Chris Bassett comes on and finally, okay, let's talk about something that, yes, was another big topic this season. And I have to say this. I thought Chris had more decorum than I would have had if I was in his shoes. And I'm just being real. I thought Chris carried himself like a gentleman. Chris is the most likable person on that show. We hear constantly about this environment where men aren't able to defend themselves in certain situations, right? I've said from day one that I always felt that Chris was dealt a bad hand in this. And speaking as a man myself, y'all did Chris dirty. Y'all did. And y'all gonna have to explain that to your sons, to the men in your family. Karma is real. Y'all saw what happened with Jamal Bryant. Y'all saw what is happening with Juan Dixon. Y'all saw what happened to the Black Bill Gates. You know what I'm saying, with his tax situation. Why do that to another man? And listen, I want to say this. Giselle feeling uncomfortable, I will always stand by this. If that's how she feels, we need to honor her feelings. But this goes to show you why we all are having issues with this show, because ain't none of y'all friends. Ain't none of y'all friends. As a producer, I do believe that when something happens and you're on a reality show, talk about it on the reality show. Full stop. I know for a fact, because me and Giselle have a mutual friend who shall remain nameless. This mutual friend said to me that she too was told maybe a day or two after the reunion of last season that Giselle did tell her she felt uncomfortable. No one is disputing that Giselle felt uncomfortable. I think we're all wondering why it was never a conversation with your friend Candace. Giselle said out of her own mouth tonight, me and Candace were friends at the time. If you were friends at the time and you felt that way, this is the part that's confusing to me. Why go to everyone else and express how you feel uncomfortable than the person that you are supposedly friends with? That to me just wouldn't make any sense. And then a year later, you go on TV after Ashley, who is searching for a storyline the way Columbus was searching for America, Christopher Columbus, that is. Ashley has this is true tea. Ashley has a invisible magnifying glass to where she searches for a storyline. To reveal Chris's DMs about y'all should have came to the W, and you took that as something more than what it was? Ashley, you are raising two boys. And this is the issue that we're having with this show. None of you guys are living real. None of y'all. True tea. I said it once and I said it again. The only ones I think who really wants to give their reality to the show is Wendy and Candace. And I said, child, even Mia. But Mia, you got me looking at you side-eye because I do feel like you and Jacqueline have something interesting that I would like to watch. But you got to stop kissing ass, Mia, and I love you. I feel like you really want to be with the cool girls. And the cool girls clearly is Giselle and her crew. Let's talk about it. Let's wake it up. Let's wake it up. Let's bake it up. And in the words of Nicki Minaj and Yo Gotti, let's break it up, baby. Let's talk about it. I feel like Mia, who's a newbie, is so desperate being included in the Cool Girls Club that she truly doesn't understand that the reason why the audience is confused by you is because you have this inability to choose the side in which you really believe is real. When Candace made that comment about Giselle being white, we talked about last week about colorism. I cried, right, about it. And I'm going to get to what Candace said too, but I'm going to skip over that just to make this point. I'm going to come back to it. I saw more passion from this cast about Candace making a comment calling Giselle white than I saw in the 2-minute colorism segment last week. Let's talk about it. Y'all had way more smoke for Candace making a comment. And I'm going to say this. Candace should not have made that comment. Because at the end of the day, if we're going to talk about colorism, we have to talk about it from all sides, right? Meaning all sides of, well, in this case, colorism is shades. So all shades, right? All shades of colorism. Did I think the comment was appropriate? I don't think so, but that's my opinion. That's my opinion. I don't think Candace should have said it to make her point, because at the end of the day, you can't fight fire with fire. And Candace is smart enough to know that you could have said something else to I mean, Candace, low key, you read Giselle fulfilled the whole reunion, so you could you could have just stopped there. So I don't think Candace should have said it, and I'm gonna say that y'all can read me, it's fine. Um, I feel like there's more reads to say than to comment on a Black woman's complexion. That's my opinion. It is what it is. With that being said, although Candace, in my opinion, should not have said it, the way y'all had smoke for Candace was weird to me. Y'all should have had that smoke last week in that 2-minute segment. Y'all all raised up out of your seat in them gowns, honey, with the peacock flying and the bedazzled jewels falling on the couch and the rhinestones. And y'all were ready to check Candace. And look, I like the fact that Wendy is able to tell her friend, like, hey, I think you were wrong. That's what real friends do. Whether or not Candace was wrong, and there's going to be people who think Candace was right, and there's going to be people who think Candace was wrong. That's fine. What I like about real friendships is the fact that Wendy felt that she was wrong, and Wendy is entitled to how she feels. And instead of people, because I saw some people were mad at Wendy for saying that, guys, let's be happy that we have two friends that can disagree. Because if I see more licking ass on that show than I see on the Triple X videos that, child, I'm not to my business. There's more licking ass and kissing ass on that couch with everybody not holding each other accountable, that it was nice to see two real friends say, I disagree with you. I like that. That's what we want to see from this show. And then Mia, you had all this smoke for Candace about making that comment. Giselle said your business was going through an embezzlement, allegedly, and you sat there and was combing the back of your hair with your fingers. You sat there and stuttered as if you were Steve Harvey at the Apollo stage 20 years ago. You let Giselle sit there and not just once, not just twice. Giselle kept saying embezzlement as if she was a producer on the Bernie Madoff special on Netflix. And you sat there and took it. But Candace makes one comment and you should never call a Black woman. That's what I'm saying, though. Folks want to be, y'all don't, listen. I love Giselle. I stand by. Y'all can read me, it's fine. I love Giselle. I would like to see somebody other than Candace. And even Wendy, I would love to see more people hold her accountable. And that's why Giselle gets away with everything. No one is there to hold her accountable. And that's the problem with this show. This show is going through it's bad. It's Michael Jackson bad. It's not good. It just isn't. It's not good at all. And then Robin talked about Juan and the wedding from the iPhone 6 X edition. And then Robin said that her and Juan signed a prenup that is 50-50. 50-50? You just as bad as Ashley with her non-existent prenup. 50-50. And you said because y'all both brought something to each other. What are you talking about, Willis? Robin. But you know what that revealed to me? Let's talk about it. Juan and Robin have an agreement. And no, I don't mean the prenup. Let's talk about it. Juan makes these blue moon appearances on Potomac because he know it saves his wife's job. That's what that's why. That's why. They need each other in order for Robin to stay on the show. And I know what y'all thinking, well, Giselle gets away with not having a man on the show. Listen, there's a stark difference between Giselle and Robin. The reason why we called, well, not we, is me. The reason why I called Giselle Kobe Bryant is because before this season, Giselle would just push story forward in a very interesting way. Robin knows that she needs something outside of being Giselle's sidekick, right? Juan and Robin are in on the joke. I believe that their marriage is a marriage of convenience, courtesy of the show. In my opinion, if Robin was to ever get fired from Potomac, I believe that her and Juan will be divorced in a couple of years. Allegedly. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. I don't think when I see Robin and Juan together, I don't see two people who are madly in love with each other. I don't see it. Juan can't be bothered. And no, not by the cameras. I don't think Juan cannot be bothered by Robin. That's why he always yells at her. He was caught on a hot mic Juan was caught on a hot mic a couple of years ago telling a producer that I just thought about that. He said it himself, that Robin knows what it is. And that the women that he's banging, allegedly, they know what it is. That whole story about Juan going to the hotel to pay for, like, Robin, you are giving very Monique and Derek from Love at the Lockup. If you like it, Robin, I love it. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's call a hotel receipt a receipt. You're not fooling us. You and Juan are together for the show. And no one can tell me differently. It was proven. It was proven. And then this whole segment between you and Andy, which y'all could have kept that on as a webisode too, child, on BravoTV.com, next to another home tour. Robin, when you were you looked nervous because it looked like you were reading a script that Mia wrote G. So what's my lines again? Okay, yeah. He said, wait 1 second. Okay, yeah, he said that he had to pay the hotel receipt, and I believe him. And this is the reason why I'm happy that we're done with this season. I am in disbelief that a show that has so much promise of comedy and interesting storylines and layers have turned into CSI Potomac Edition. It is all about scandals and allegations, forensic files, child. It's all. This show needs to be a part of Peacock's True Crime Edition next to Dateline NBC. Because this is not the show that we signed up for. It's not. This show is in trouble. This is probably, and when I say this, I'm not talking about anybody individually. I want to make that very clear. I'm not talking about people individually. What I'm about to say is about the collective. The collective group of cast This is by far the most unlikable cast on television. As a collective, okay? Y'all aren't feeling each other. Y'all don't like each other. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I have to be honest. This show needs to be put on pause. And no, I don't mean New York City's pause, because that ain't on a pause. That's on a stop, take the VHS tape out and send it back to Blockbuster. New York, as we know it, is done. So I'm not saying that type of pause. I think Potomac needs to go through a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills pause, to where they had like 2 to 3 months off to really figure things out. I don't want to see the same exact cast next season. And I'm going to say it. I don't. I think it's time for Ashley to go. Thank you for your services in my Shawnee O'Neal voice. You have brought great drama and mess to the show. I think your time is up. I think Ashley needs to go. I would like to see Jacqueline replace Ashley. Because can I please get 2 women who are friends that are going to hold each other accountable, read each other, give us some rich history, cry, make up, something. If Juan isn't on this show full time next season, Robin, you got to go too, baby. I love you, Robin. Thank you for your services, Shawnee O'Neal voice. If I'm not getting Juan full time, I don't want you full time. I don't. I don't want it. No. And don't want it, don't need it. Giselle, you must take off the producer hat. You must. You have to get back into the game. I don't believe Giselle is into this Winter House guy. I think it's a good look in terms of social media. We know Giselle likes her a chocolate, dark-skinned man who's the color of this, baby. Let's be clear, child. Giselle like him chocolate. She said out her own mouth. So I want to see a real relationship. I don't want to see no more rented boyfriends. I don't want to see none of that. And Giselle, you are going to really, it's a must that you take off your producer hat and you give us something new next season. And my phone is always on for you, Giselle. I love Giselle. And I know the girls are some, allegedly. Listen, the crazy part is this. I love the show. As somebody in this position, I'm giving y'all some free advice. I don't work on the show. I don't get paid on the show. My advice is supreme. And instead of y'all watching my videos every week being mad at it, y'all should be watching and taking notes. Some of y'all have my phone number, and yes, some of y'all have used it. I want to see y'all win. But at this route, y'all on the losing team. This is not a good group that I want to see next season. We need some mix-ups. We need some fresh blood all around. We need something new to see. And Karen, I love you. This Grand Dame fiasco, give it up, child. Give it up, turn it loose, in vogue, baby. It was cute. The Grand Dame was cute for like 3 seasons. The Grand Dame has run its course. Give it up. Karen, we love you. We know that is a moniker that was created out of thin air. You got to show us something real. I really want to see what's going on with you and Ray. Are you rocking his chair? Are you riding him, honey? Let's talk about it. But you coming on set and looking at people eating the free meals and giving good interviews only in confessionals. Karen, I'm onto your tricks, baby. Karen's good on confessionals. And every once in a while, she gets activated. But I need to see more. You're an OG. You're an OG. We gotta see more. It's mandatory. And the sad part is I just don't know if you guys are humble enough to give us that. There was a TikTok video and a photo the other day, or was it yesterday, of Giselle, Robin, Ashley, Mia, and Charisse at dinner. And y'all did a TikTok. And the song in the TikTok was F bitches get money. And y'all were dancing offbeat as usual. Which that wasn't shade. They dance off. Child, I don't know if they do it on purpose, but whatever. When I watched that video and I heard the song F bitches get money, I was like, wow, y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get it. Y'all making people not like y'all even worse. And I'm somebody who doesn't care what people say about me. But I am also somebody when real people in my life and my raindrops say to me like, Los, you know, that wasn't cool. Like, don't do that. I sit and I listen and I take inventory of what they're saying. F bitches get money. Who are the bitches? Is it us, the audience? Are you saying F us? Is it Wendy and Candace? Are they the bitches? F them and get money? So is that what it's all about? Money? Y'all really think that was cute to post? And what's crazy is I know that at least I'm not gonna go there and call out the specific names. I know that at least two of y'all on that video are not at your best. I know for a fact that, as a matter of fact, 3 of y'all are not at your best. I know for a fact. And instead of giving us some humility, instead of doing a video talking about, hey, I want to address something that happened in part 2 reunion, I would like to say ... Instead of showing us some vulnerability and showing the human side of you, instead of showing us that, look, after watching it, I've now realized that, you know what, I could have done better. I think people would have appreciated that versus a TikTok where the message is F bitches get money. And this is what y'all want us to come back next season to watch? A bunch of offbeat TikToks saying F me get money? Put the show on pause. It needs to be. At least 2 months. And get rid of some folks. Because some of y'all are too comfortable. Y'all can say what y'all want about the rest of the franchise. I had the same smoke for Beverly Hills last season. Y'all know that Kyle Richards is my favorite housewife. I even went in on Kyle like, Kyle, get your head up the ass, girl. Like, I love you, Kyle. What we doing? And Kyle wasn't mad at me. Kyle followed me afterwards. Because that's what a person does who says, you know what? Let me listen to Carlos Reginald King the First. Kyle doesn't know me personally. But I believe that Kyle was like, I like what he said. What was he always mean to me? No, he's not mean to me. He's telling me his truth. Because I want to see Kyle Richards win. She's my favorite housewife. There's something about her that I just love. And I know y'all, some of y'all don't like her, and that's fine. But she wasn't mad. And Kyle takes it on the chin like, okay, I could have done better. At least she apologizes. Kyle ain't making TikTok videos with Dorit and Lisa Ren and Erica Jane saying, who runs the world? Girls. Like, come on. Y'all need to get this together. Because if y'all don't get this together, I'm not sure that people are going to be tuning in next season. And with that being said, next week, I have my own special. Come on, shameless plug. So now that we are free at last, thank God Almighty, we are free at last. Potomac has ended. Thank you, Jesus. Next week, I am going to do an episode dedicated to how to make Potomac great again. And I have a guest who is a fan favorite from my podcast that my Reality with the King raindrops and listeners love. She's a Black woman, and we are going to talk about how to save Potomac. And what's interesting about this conversation that you'll see next week is the fact that she stopped watching the show. And sadly, she has no plans on returning. And you're going to hear why. That's all I got for y'all. As always, make sure you like and subscribe and hit the notification button. And I will see you soon. Doo-doo!